and sit down.
Welcome to Smith Classic Cars. This is my 1963 Alfa Romeo. My dad bought this car in the 80s. The previous owner had lost interest, and so my dad was able to get it pretty cheap. This was my dad's daily driver in his later years, and he really loved this car. The day before he passed, I got a call from the doctor that he'd been hospitalized. And what was the message? He was worried about his car. There's not a day that goes by that I don't think about him. And I'm happy to be the caretaker of this car for him. And to be able to drive it and commune with him. So it makes it pretty special to me. Let me take it outside and give you a closer look. Alright, we've got her out front now. Let's have a closer look. And there she is. The 1963 Alfa Romeo Giulia 1600 Sprint. Alright, that's enough. The Sprint name is important as the Giulia was available in multiple body styles. In fact, it's hard to make sense of all the different Giulia models, from family sedans to successful race cars, open and closed cars, 2 doors and 4 doors, bodies made of steel, aluminum, even fiberglass. Designs from Bertone, Pininfarina, Touring, Zagato, and Alfa Romeo itself. All these different models had something in common though. They were pure, honest Alfa Romeos, and they were some of the finest and most successful post-war cars, both on the track and in the showroom that the company ever produced. As I mentioned, my dad bought this car largely as a box of parts and needing a lot of work. The restoration took him the better part of a year to complete, but as with all his projects, the results speak for themselves. While not the rarest, this sweetheart is the best of both worlds in my opinion. It has the sexy early Bertone design Giulietta body with the larger 1600cc engine. The Bertone Design Studios styled cars from Abarth, Aston Martin, Ferrari, Lancia, Lamborghini, and Mercedes-Benz, among others, and they certainly did a good job with this Alfa. The Giulia series was introduced in 1962, and just over 7,000 Giulia Sprints were produced. The Giulia is credited for expanding international sales of Alfa Romeo. It originally sold for about $3,500, and its success was due largely to its being economical, of course the styling, but also advanced engineering. Let me show you the interior. There's a beautiful instrument cluster with the vitals on the left, a 140 mile per hour speedometer front and center, and a full-size tachometer to the right. Smith radio delete with Bertone emblem, a custom piece fashioned by my dad, a glove box, 5-speed manual gearbox, pedal box, handbrake, choke, and key switch on the left. She has a 94-inch wheelbase. It's rear-wheel drive, of course, has independent rear suspension, and weighs just over 2,000 pounds, excluding the driver and luggage. Alfa Romeo has been around since 1910. They were founded in Milan, Italy, and I think they've designed some of the most stylish and exclusive cars in automotive history. Under the hood, we have an all-aluminum, 116 horsepower, 1600cc twin-cam straight-four. The cross-flow aluminum cylinder head is fed by a Weber carburetor, good for a factory-declared 107 miles per hour and an estimated 20 mpg. The 0 to 60 time, 9.6 seconds. Alfa is known for many technological firsts. Its double overhead cam engine was first used in racing in 1914 and offered in the first road car in 1928. They tested one of the very first electronic fuel injection systems in 1940 and introduced variable valve timing in 1980. The brand competed in motor racing as both a builder and an engine supplier, and Alfa Romeo has had great success in Formula One, sports car racing, and rallying. In fact, Alfa has the most wins of any marque in the world. And after more than 30 years, Alfa Romeo made its return to Formula One in 2018. It's been said you can't be a true petrol head until you've owned an Alfa. Behind the badge is room just enough for a full-size spare and the 12-volt battery factory placed for better weight distribution. All right, let's go for a ride. inside the car, there's plenty of room. There's some jump seats in the back for some very small kids. Of course, no seat belts. As I said, she's got a 5-speed transmission, but still geared a little short. So as you'll notice, when I take it on the freeway, it revs up pretty tight. 3,500, 4,000 RPM gets you about 65, 70. It's not too bad. It's kind of like the Datsun. Though, I must admit, the Datsun it's a bit faster, which is crazy because on paper this should be much better. Of course, the Datsun's 7 years newer, so newer technology. They just got that pushrod engine doing a little bit better. This has got twin overhead cam, 5-speed transmission, Weber downdraft carburetor. Should go really good. A little Datsun with the SUs, 1600 pushrod engine. It just does better. But though I like the way they both look, you can't beat the Italian styling. Alfa Romeo, man, this thing is awesome. This was my dad's daily driver later in his life. He drove it everywhere, just back and forth to the store, over to see us as often as he could. He just really loved this car. It was reliable, got him where he needed to go. And hey, I mean, come on. As a daily driver, could you ask for more? This thing's beautiful. It's just gorgeous, all well thought out. My dad didn't have the original steering wheel. He did have the horn butt and other pieces, so he was able to turn this on the lathe and fit in the original horn butt. This is really slick. She drives really nice and smooth, no shakes, no rattles. Stops good too. So my dad originally bought this car. It had the original drum brakes in the front. And there were 3 shoes per drum. And he had the hardest time getting those adjusted right. It would pull to the left, pull to the right. It's totally unpredictable. So one of the things he did was he put disc brakes in the front from a newer model Alfa Romeo. We're on the freeway, pull around a little bit. Tachometer doesn't even start till 2 grand. It's supposed to rev to 6. Not bad, drives pretty smooth. It's about 65, 70 now. About 4,000 RPM. With dead stop, she's not going to win any races, but certainly keep up with traffic. And nice to look at. It's just no slouch. And Alfa Romeo's got a long racing history. It just goes with that pedigree. It's such an honor to be the caretaker of these cars. And to commune with my dad, you know, I feel like I'm with him when I'm in this car. I know my dad would be proud. Steering's tight, little body roll. This is bone stock. No modifications except for the front brakes being disc, and that was, hey, if you can make it stop and go better, it's a good modification, right? If we wanted to, we could always revert back to the stock brakes. If you wanted to scare the crap out of yourself and not stop. 5-speed transmission, still geared kind of short, so there's a lot of shifting going on. Almost there. 45, 50 miles an hour, not bad. I'm not pushing on the pedal too hard. Hey, you know, I don't have a team of mechanics helping me, so I don't want to thrash anything. Anyways, you won't see me burning rubber today. Some other time. Different car, maybe. Well, alright. That's it for this episode of Smith Classic Cars. Thanks for taking a look at my Alfa Romeo. We'll see you next time. Jackie on the right, McKenna on the left.